You ever had that moment when your gut screamed no, but your mouth said okay, yeah, that's not a mistake, that's self-betrayal, and it's how most people end up living a life that feels safe, but completely off. This is for the ones who shrink themselves in rooms where they should be rising, for the ones who keep peace with others but wage war within. You're not here to please, you're here to live, to speak, to stand. So before you scroll, hear this: your voice isn't too loud, your dreams aren't too much, and your boundaries aren't too harsh. They're necessary, they're non-negotiable. This isn't just motivation. This is your moment to reclaim your spine. Let me tell you something Oprah once said that never left me. You get in life what you have the courage to ask for. You know what that means. It means nobody's handing you your worth, you claim it. You command it, you stand up for it. When you stay silent, you're sending a message. It's not just about not speaking, it's about letting things slide, letting people treat you however they want, and not standing up for what you deserve. That silence, it's an unspoken approval. It's like giving people a free pass to cross boundaries that should never be crossed. And here's the truth: when you don't say anything, people assume it's okay. They assume it's okay to walk all over you, to take advantage, to disregard your worth. And you might think that by staying quiet, you're avoiding conflict, but in reality, you're just feeding the cycle of being overlooked. You might stay silent because you don't want to rock the boat or upset someone. But guess what? By holding back, you're actually sinking your own ship. You're letting fear of discomfort decide your worth. You're allowing others to dictate how much space you take up, how much respect you get, and how you're treated. And let's be real, life doesn't hand out respect on a silver platter. You have to claim it. You have to demand it. If you let others think you're okay with being invisible or unheard, they'll treat you that way, and they won't even know they're doing it. Every time you stay silent, a little piece of your power slips away. Every time you let someone walk over your boundaries without saying a word, you teach them that you don't have any, and that's not the life you want. You deserve to be seen, heard, and valued. But that starts with saying no when you need to, with stepping up when it matters, with refusing to let your voice be drowned out. When you speak up, you don't just stop others from crossing lines, you draw a new line. You teach the world how to treat you, and you teach yourself what you're really capable of. That silence, it's costing you. Speak up, it's the only way to take back control. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out, they're about deciding who gets to enter your space and how they treat you when they do. It's not about building walls to isolate yourself, but about creating a foundation of respect that everyone has to follow. Think about it. You have a right to protect your peace, your energy, your time, and if you don't set boundaries, no one else will. People will keep asking for more and more of you, and before you know it, you'll be left with nothing but exhaustion and frustration. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's self-respect. It's a way of saying, I know my worth, and I won't allow anyone to diminish it. If you don't make that clear, people will cross lines without even realizing it, and you'll end up resenting them for it. But the truth is, it's not their fault. They're not mine, readers. They don't know where you draw the line unless you show them. And the more you let things slide, the more people will assume it's okay to keep taking from you without giving back. Boundaries are like the framework of your life. They tell people how to treat you, how to communicate with you, and how to respect your time and space. When you don't set those limits, you're leaving it up to everyone else to decide what's okay and what's not. And let's be honest, you're not here to let everyone else have the power to decide for you. You are in charge of your own life, your own rules. When you start setting those boundaries, something incredible happens. People start respecting you more, and you start respecting yourself more. The clearer your boundaries, the stronger your relationships become. You'll attract people who honor your space, your energy, and your time, and that's where your power lies. Setting boundaries isn't about pushing people away, it's about inviting the right people in. You don't have to be harsh or cold to protect yourself, you just need to be clear. Being kind doesn't mean you have to tolerate things that don't sit right with you. There's this idea that standing up for yourself makes you difficult or unapproachable. But let me tell you this, being firm about your boundaries doesn't make you difficult, it makes you clear. And when you're clear, people know exactly where they stand with you. They know your worth. They know how to treat you. And they know you won't accept less than what you deserve. There's this fear that if you say no or push back, you'll come off as rude, selfish, or difficult to deal with. But here's the thing, the people who are meant for you will never see you as a problem when you set boundaries. They'll respect you for it. The ones who don't, they were never meant to be in your life anyway. You don't have to let everyone walk all over you just to avoid conflict. In fact, the more you let people take advantage of your kindness, the more resentment you'll carry. And that's not good for anyone. Being kind doesn't mean being a pushover. It doesn't mean you say yes to everything even when it's draining you. Kindness is about being considerate, but also being honest with yourself and others. It's about standing in your truth and knowing your value. When you speak up for yourself, you're not being rude. You're teaching people how to respect you, and the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll become with owning your space and your needs. You are allowed to set limits, and you don't have to feel guilty about it. Saying no to something that doesn't align with your values or your peace is an act of self-care. It doesn't mean you're being selfish. It means you're taking care of the most important relationship you'll ever have, the one with yourself. When you take that stand, you teach the world how to treat you, and you show yourself that your worth is non-negotiable. Every time you let someone walk all over you, just to keep the peace or avoid confrontation, you're not just giving up your time or energy, you're giving up your peace of mind. You're choosing to ignore your own needs and desires in favor of making someone else comfortable. But here's the reality, when you betray yourself for the sake of others, you lose twice. You lose the respect you should have for your own voice, and you lose the respect others should have for you. Think about it. When you let something slide that you don't agree with, you might feel like you're avoiding a problem, but deep down, you know you're not being true to yourself. That feeling of discomfort inside, that's your intuition telling you something isn't right. And when you ignore it, you start to believe that your feelings don't matter, that you don't deserve to stand up for yourself, or that you should just let things happen to you. That's a dangerous cycle, because the more you stay silent, the more you train yourself to stay quiet when something matters. You start ignoring your own worth. It's like giving someone else the power to write the story of your life, while you sit back and watch. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you're telling the universe that you don't trust yourself enough to stand up for what you want. But you have to remember you are the author of your life. You get to decide what happens next. And when you start taking those small steps to stand your ground, to speak up when it counts, you'll notice something amazing. You stop shrinking, you stop doubting yourself, and you begin to reclaim your power. Betraying yourself for the sake of others may feel like a quick fix, but it always leads to long-term pain. Every time you say no, when you need to, you build confidence, and you build respect for yourself and from others. Your peace is too precious to trade for someone else's comfort. When you start standing up for yourself, something incredible happens. You start becoming clear about who you are and what you want. It's not just about saying no. When something doesn't feel right, it's about showing the world what you're made of. You're saying, this is who I am, and this is what I stand for. And here's the thing: people don't mind clarity. In fact, they respect it. The more clear you are about your boundaries, your needs, and your values, the more people will understand how to interact with you, and the ones who can't handle your clarity, they'll fall away, and that's exactly what you need. Being clear doesn't mean being harsh or cold. It just means you know where you stand and you're not afraid to show it. When you're clear, you stop playing guessing games with the people in your life. They won't have to wonder if you're okay with something because you'll make it known. And the beauty of clarity is this: it creates space for the right people to step into your life. The ones who respect you, the ones who value you, the ones who appreciate your strength. They'll see your boundaries as a sign of strength, not weakness. Clarity also gives you confidence. When you know what you want and are willing to speak it, there's a certain peace that comes with that. You stop overthinking second, guessing or questioning whether you should have said something differently. You trust your own voice, and when you trust yourself, everything around you starts to align. Your confidence grows, and so does the respect you get from others. When you become clear about what you will and won't accept, you stop wasting time on situations that drain you, and you start focusing on the things that truly matter. Being clear is one of the most powerful things you can do. It tells the world, I'm not here to settle for anything less than what I deserve. And when you're clear, you give yourself permission to live life on your terms. Your voice is one of the most powerful tools you have. It's not just for communication, it's for claiming your space, for making your presence felt, for showing up fully as who you are. But here's the thing: your voice is no good if you don't use it. Every time you hold back or stay silent when something matters, you're robbing yourself of your power. You're letting fear, doubt, or discomfort keep you from expressing your truth. But when you speak up, even when your hands are shaking or your heart is racing, you're stepping into your strength. Your voice isn't too loud, your thoughts aren't too much, and your opinions aren't a burden. They're a part of who you are, and they deserve to be heard. There's this misconception that if you speak out or set boundaries, you're making waves or causing problems. But the real problem is staying silent. When you stay quiet about what matters to you, you're allowing your needs to go unheard. And the longer you stay silent, the more you reinforce the idea that your voice doesn't matter. But it does, it always has, and it always will. Your voice is your power, and every time you use it, you take back control of your life. It's like planting a flag that says, I'm here, I matter, and I deserve to be respected. When you speak your truth, even when it shakes, something incredible happens. You build your own confidence. The more you speak up, the stronger you become. You stop doubting yourself, stop second guessing, and start trusting that your voice is meant to be heard. People will begin to see you differently. They'll respect you more because you're not afraid to speak up for what you believe in, for what you need, and for who you are. Your voice is a reflection of your worth, and the more you use it, the more you remind yourself and the world of how valuable you are. Don't let silence keep you in the shadows. Your truth deserves to shine. Would you like this turned into a video script or real captions?